I was a lot of their first, being their first plus size curvy model.
You couldn't let anyone know the things that you were going through, you know, whatever you shared.
The Bible says, but the God of all grace, hallelujah, and after you suffered a while, how many have
choice to write your own story? Would you write it, or would you let someone else have the pen?
Good morning. Hey, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, What's in the Bag family.
Chanel. I always know you're going to be here, baby. Welcome to another segment of Early Morning Coffee with myself and my BFF. When we give our voice to the voiceless and we let you say what is on your mind. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Say good morning. You know what? Let me say this. When I was a kid, My mama taught us to at least when you see somebody, when you wake up or whatever, just say good morning. Good morning, y'all. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We are excited about being on another Saturday. It seems like the Saturday, it's just a week go past so quick. And then all of a sudden it's Saturday and I'm here to see you and be worshiping with y'all and enjoying ourselves with y'all. Thank God. Thank God for life, my mom always said. Well, today I didn't use my other cup. I got my silver Starbucks cup. Ain't that cute? I'm looking for somebody to put some stuff on it. I wish I can get somebody that know what to do to put some more what's in the bag stuff on it. Well, anyway, in my cup I have the Great Value nut and nutty caramel flavor coffee with some regular cream and some sugar. I got sugar today. I need sugar. I don't care what anybody say. I understand my BFF. Her doctor told her to start back drinking sugar or using sugar. So I know sugar.
Yeah.
Whatever. She don't like sugar. She done took it all out of her diet. Now everybody.
Yeah.
You know what bothers me about people who change their lifespan? They always feel like everybody else got to do it too. I get it. But what always not, for you is not always for me. So I'm going to drink my sugar and my coffee. All right, BFF, what you got going on over there, girl?
Good morning. Good morning. I'm just kind of laughing at the way you said that nut and all that other kind of stuff. But this morning I am drinking. I'm drinking some coffee, and I ran out of equal, and I am using some sugar. I actually feel like I'm cheating because I am just like I said when they told me that I was diabetic, and I saw the history of my family and my dad and my aunts. They became my greatest motivators for everything wrong to do. They did, and I decided to go in the opposite direction. And yeah, so my dietitian, she did tell me that I'm worrying about the wrong things when I'm looking at. So let me clarify that a little bit. When I'm looking at the because I'm always reading the labels and I'm looking at the sugar content, and she told me don't worry about the sugar contents, worry about the total carbs, worry about the total numbers, because she said within the total carbs they've already taken into consideration the sugar. And so sometimes I was crashing because my sugar levels and everything were too low because I was just doing too much. So and one of my doctors did tell me to go eat a bag of sugar and some and some French fries to kind of bring my sugar levels back up. But I am doing a lot better with balancing what I eat, how I eat, and what I'm taking in so that my sugar levels are not spiking. And here it is, almost 1 year, and I have not had to. Oh, it has been. I've not had to do an insulin injection in 1 year and 11 days. So I am very, very happy about that.
We
And I was
gonna
the
give you
one
applause on that one. Yeah.
yes. And I was the one that came home with a pill and two different insulins. So I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful to God. I'm so grateful about education. And so that kind of brings me to the next part of what, kind of what I wanted to talk about this morning. Um, People, just because someone tells you one thing does not mean that it is the gospel. Understand what I'm saying? Just because somebody tells you one thing, it is not the gospel. Whether it is your doctor, a nurse, a friend, a a relative, whoever, it's not the gospel. It is important for us to educate ourselves. It is important for us to gain understanding of what we're going through, whether it is mental health, whether it is a physical health issue, whether it is a societal issue or personal issue, whatever. It is important for us to gain understanding and educate ourselves on what we sometimes may feel the best course of action is. And I'm not saying don't talk to people. I'm not saying that. And I'm not saying don't go to the doctor. What I am saying is if that doctor comes back to you and say, okay, we're going to have to cut your toe off so that you can write, you need to go get a couple of additional opinions if somebody want to cut your toe off so that you can write. That's all that I'm saying, is that self-education is important. Get in there. If you're taking prescriptions, get online. Look up that prescription. Learn what the not just what the benefits are, but learn what the side effects are, because those side effects cause more problems than the initial issue that you had. And start to look at herbal medications. Look at a healthier approach. Look at a different way of getting healing and resolution. That's what I got
I
to
mean,
say.
that's weird anyway. I'm sitting here trying to figure out how you could, why would you have to get your toe cut off to write? I mean,
But
sometimes you just really need to read between the lines because that just
that's
is
that part.
silly as up. I'm up here looking at my
Yeah,
toes like how. I mean, you got people that do write with the toes, but that's ones
yeah.
that probably don't have, you know.
Yeah, but
But
I use this as a quick example. You were there with me when I was young in the game of lupus. I didn't know anything about it. And they started me off with 5 milligrams of steroids, and then we went to this particular doctor, and he had his own agenda, and he said, "Oh, no, 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 we're gonna put you on, what was it, 80 milligrams? I think it was 80 milligrams of steroids twice a day." I blew up. I couldn't move. I couldn't put socks and shoes on it. And all because of I didn't know any better. But then once I started to look up the medicines and started to learn, and then I had a group of people around me that were saying, "You don't look right, and this is not right." And I had to fire him. I had to fire that doctor and start working on getting a team of doctors that listened to what I said I felt and was feeling with my body.
well, it's so funny because they prescribe us all kinds of stuff with all these side effects.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
one thing I had loved about the doctor you have, Dr. Mack, he went on and had to just take you off of everything because he was telling you that this was affecting this and this was doing this to you and they
Yeah.
doing this. So he had to take you off and, kind of restructure the drugs to
Right.
deal with exactly what the issues was, is because they was actually crossing, contaminating each other, if that's a great word.
Hmm.
That's a good word, because just like you said, nobody really, we don't find out. We just take it. We think the doctor knows best. We think everyone knows best because
Yeah.
they study it. And a lot of times they cheat to get there, and then they utilize it. Because I'm like, the side effects is worse than what you're taking it for. You either
Yeah.
going to have a runny nose, a runny butt, or you going to have a headache. So you got to pick your
That's
poison.
right.
Like,
Yeah.
pick your poison. Which one you want? You want a runny
Gotta pick
booty,
your poison.
or you want a headache? It's crazy, but it's true. I am
Yeah.
with you. Even down with my son right now. A lot of people don't know my son. My middle son was diagnosed with cancer. And it's so weird because when he was young, a doctor told us that he had cancer when he had a toothache,
When he
and
was
he was
14.
14 years old, and we was like, and you ain't never you never took one test. I remember you busting up in there, boom, wait a minute.
I sure did.
How y'all gonna say my nephew got cancer? He ain't got no
You ain't ran no
cancer. And now,
we are 15 years later.
yeah, now, and I don't know, I don't know, from the past to now to the present. And he going through the chemo things, and let me tell you something, boy, that boy inspires me, as a mom,
Yeah.
as a person in itself.
Woo.
The young man is, and he said something to me that took my soul, and I mean literally. He said, Mom, one of us had to get it because it's on both sides of the family. And I'm like, but you? He said, I'd rather it have been me than any of my siblings. If that ain't love
Jesus.
and
Wow.
compassion
Girl, here we go.
for not just himself, but God and his siblings, he's such a good young man. And
Yes.
I said this, and I'll say this again. He's the one that never gave me any issues. He was the one that always in honor band, always good grades. And I mean, just that kid
Just that one.
just that one. And now as an adult, he's the same way. I ain't had to go out and, I got to go in the house and clean his house sometimes. But as far as morals, integrity, love, compassion, he
Yeah.
gives peace. He surrounds himself around friends, and I know them all. I mean, I've met all of them, and they love each other. I've never seen young men who
Yeah.
get together and act before they get off the phone. They tell each other they love them. They tell each other, "I
Yeah.
love you," and I do that. And because I know love is patient, love is kind, and all of the things that love is. For you to give that to your friends and give that to your family, that just takes me there. I love my baby, and I get a
Yeah.
chance to take care of him again, and I'm okay with that. I love the fact that I'm able to do for him as much as he. I don't know if you like being here, but I love taking care of him. I love being with him. I come home and I'm just, and I know it's an illness. It's something that he has to get through, and he's going to get through it because he tells me that every day. Mommy, I'm gonna get through this. I got this. We
Yes.
got this. We got this, Mom.
Yes.
I know he's gonna get through it, but I get a chance to take care of him. That makes me feel good every day that I come home. And then no burdens, no, just to keep my eyes on my son to make sure that he's doing the right thing. I love it. Don't I hate the fact that it reasons, but I
I
love it.
understand. I
Yeah.
understand. He is the driving motivational force for me here, lately because like Marvina said, I mean, to meet this young man is to immediately love this young man. He is one of the most upbeat, motivational people I've ever come across in my entire lifetime. Out of all of my nieces and nephews and even my children, he is that one. He reminds me of me in so many ways because I am that one that sees it could be something, the
Mhm.
worst situation, but I am going to
Mhm.
find the positive
Mhm.
line in that, and he is that person. He always has something positive, positive to say, and he knows how to bring somebody down off a cliff
Right.
very
Yes.
quickly, and he will bring that positive up. He'll quickly say, "Well, at least this, and this," and look at how this worked out. So, yeah,
Yep. Yep. And and it takes a good person to grasp
yeah,
life like that. You don't get people all the time. They see situations and they always feel like, "Woe me," and it could have been what. Oh well, it's not like that with him, and God bless
mhm,
him. I pray for him. I anoint him. I have so much. I don't know. I want to be like him as I grow up.
yeah.
That's just it.
Yes, and look, and it's October. October is people say breast cancer awareness month. I like to say cancer awareness
Yeah.
month, and because I've had family members on both sides, and they've had all forms of cancer.
Yeah.
So Brett, to me, and I get it about the breast cancer because of the statistics being so high, but cancer itself, the statistics are high. So wear some pink this month, celebrate life, and
Yeah.
embrace those that's going through the big C journey.
Yep. 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 Okay, y'all. So let's go ahead on with our segment. Let me tell y'all something. Let me tell you what God does for you that you can't do for yourself. We had a beautiful guest. We have a beautiful guest that's supposed to come on, and guess what? At the last minute, he could not come,
Right.
and it left me a little stoked and Yvonne a little stoked because we so used to, okay, guests come on, we gotta sit back and we just gonna let them empty their bag. Well, today is a difference because our guest he could not come on. So guess what? You have to see little old me and BFF. And we're going to actually talk about this topic. I think the topic is general. The topic is dream emotions, turning passion into purpose. And guess what? We're going to do this in the what's in the bag way. We're going to talk about this in why what's in the bag was a dream and now it became a passion, and now it's a purpose. And I feel that with this, hey Robbie, hey, was it
Hey,
concept?
Robbie. No, baby, that's big. Hey,
Yes.
big baby. That's Mar.
I
Good
love
morning,
you,
Mar.
boy. That's my baby on here, y'all. Y'all say hello to my baby. He up there with that concepts of 420. That's my
Uh-huh.
baby. All right, you just give him some love. So anyway, so after we got this little introduction. We gonna come on and we're gonna bring on what's in the bag. Let me say this. I need for you, everyone that is actually on who wants to join in, even if you want to call in and kind of give us a understanding on what's in the bag has done for you. If watching some of the segments, giving us an understanding of what you see the purpose is, what you find that was good, bad, or indifferent, what you would love to see in what's in the bag in the near future. Just you could put it in a comment or you could call in. Let us know. This 833-520-9482, extension 700 is Yvonne, 701 is us, is me. Come in and tell us what you want to talk about. And we will bring you in if you want to be, to talk about it. But right now, after this little introduction, we're going to go ahead on and bring on what's in the bag and my brainchild.
Get ready to be inspired. Meet Marvina Clay and Yvonne Daniels, the dynamic hosts of What's in the Bag. Together, they bring you dreams in motion, turning passion into purpose. This powerful platform opens the bag on real stories, raw conversations, and life-changing journeys. With passion, purpose, and heart, Marvina and Yvonne give a voice to the voiceless, helping you see that your dreams can truly move into purpose. What's in the Bag, where every story matters and every voice is heard.
Okay, so now let's get on with it now. All right, Yvonne. First of all, I want you to be more of the host today and kind of interview me. We're gonna play the role. We're gonna do the reverse role right quick. And
Okay.
if you have any questions out there, if y'all want to ask, I'll please put them in the comments. Y'all could be the same thing. I would love for y'all to ask me some questions on where my brainchild was born. And I'm just going to start it off this way. Around 13 years ago. It was even longer than 13 years ago. A lot of people don't understand where What's in the Bag came from. A long time ago, I was actually working for a young man, a man at the time, and he thought of What's in the Bag. What's in the Bag was for him a magazine. He wanted the magazine to be called What's in the Bag, which it basically brings whatever they talk about, topics, whatever, inside the magazine. So I knew this was a good idea, but I never really. No, I'm not a writer. I don't know how to do a magazine or whatever. But God put it in my spirit. What's in the bag? And I'm saying, I thought about it. And I said, Yvonne, I got a calling, but the call it's not a. It's a ministry, but the ministry is not a pulpit. It's an evangelist, but it's not out there just talking about the Bible and things like that. I just knew that there was a calling. So I think I was talking to Yvonne about it. I said, and it's what's in the bag. And she looked at me like, what's in the bag? And I'm saying, yeah, what's in the bag? And she like, what do you. And I kind of gave her the metaphor of it. I said, what's in the bag is 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 the metaphor of the mind. And the mind has a lot going on, a lot of content in it. So the metaphor of the bag is the mind. And when I say what's in the bag, I'm asking you what's on your mind. What's you got going on your mind? And everybody has a bag. Everybody has a mind. Everybody has things going on in their lives. I realize that. But I never knew what God had for me with what's in the bag. I just knew that this was something that I needed to do. Now I'm not going to say his name, but he passed away and never got to do what's in the bag. He never got to get the magazine out. I was working for him. I thought, maybe one day he will start the magazine, but he never did. So I just thought, okay, Lord, you keep telling me I have a calling, but what is it that you want me to do with this bag? What is it that's supposed to be done with what's in the bag? So I was staying with my sister. I think I turned my 50th birthday. And my spirit said, launch it. Have a party. Call it What's in the Bag. Have a party. What, launch it back? Launch it. I still questioned it because I didn't understand what launch, I just know launching live. So that day for my 50th birthday, I said, okay, Yvonne and all the crew, it was Yvonne, it was Cindy, it was all my children, my sister's children. I think my cousin Shireen, and all of them came to the party. I decorated the house, the room, and everything for this party to launch it. But I said, okay, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to bring on, I think, everyone, and we're going to talk about what's in our bag.
Yeah.
You remember that, Yvonne?
I do. And I remember when you first told me about the vision, it wasn't polished. It wasn't clear. And I remember, we were, I can remember exactly what we were doing. We were sitting in them striped chairs and it started, and I was smoking on a hookah and it hit me like, dang, what's in the bag? What's in the bag? Like, what's on your mind? It started to click. And Marvina, she jumped ahead really quick. She didn't jump from what the idea was to her 50th birthday when it kicked off. But there was a lot of behind the scenes work that went into making what's in the bag what it is today. A lot of planning, a lot of provisioning, a lot of research. And my hat is off to Marvina. I bow down to you with the way that you research. You researched your family. You went back and you thought about some of the things that your grandmother said to you to help you get to this point.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't like, okay, the idea came in, boom, when her 50th birthday hit. It was, and so, it was a plan, it was a process. And all along she's taking her dream and turning it into purpose. And she started recruiting. She got her children involved.
Yeah.
It became a family affair.
Yeah.
And I'm so honored and blessed to be a part of this journey.
How about when we first started off? We was doing in-house. We did in-house.
That's right.
Literally, oh my God, it was so crazy. We were pre-recording. And sometimes it was, oh my God, we couldn't get all the pre-recordings to go right. My son and I was trying to put it together. We was actually editing, and
because we were trying to do live. We were trying to do live initially, and it wasn't.
I mean, we had our own little area. A lot of times, people were coming into our
studio. We had a actual studio.
We had it working out, boy, and that was the vision. The vision was a studio. The vision was to bring people in, allow them to talk about whatever is on their mind. The topics was never off limit. We didn't care if you wanted to talk about how you have to get your finger cut off to write with your toe. We didn't care. It didn't matter, because what I found that my ministry was to allow people, not me, not what all I thought, what all I felt, what I think that it should be. It wasn't about that. It was about allowing the people to come in and talk about where they're at in life. I thought about it. I said, well, maybe, and this is the God honest truth. I said, maybe I need to take this to the church.
Mm-hmm.
I said, maybe I should just take it on to the church and allow the church to do this, that, and the other. But then I had to think about it. I said, if I bring it to the church, it would limit the topics. Okay.
Yeah.
So I said, okay, so if and I was told this. I had a mentor, I still do when I need to call on him. But he was like, if you allow it to be a church thing, you are limiting yourself. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't want to limit myself. I didn't want to just say, okay, this is. So I kind of pulled away from that end. And then I said, well, maybe I should just get somebody else to direct it and then I'll just host it. But then I had so much stuff in my mind that if I would have did that, I would have felt like, okay, they'll be doing it and all I would be doing is sitting back and allowing them to do it. But this wasn't what my ministry was.
I know you're not one of those people. You
No.
you're not one of those people.
Mm-mm. No.
so so I have a question for you. So what was that spark? When that light went off inside of you? When you said, I can really do this. I can really get this going. What was that defining moment for you?
You know what? The weirdest part is the time when when I finally had to take it away from the atmosphere of sitting in a studio and bringing it like this.
Mm-hmm.
This is when the sparks started coming on because the situation came where my son was no longer able to help me with the studio and do the cameras and all these different things happen. And I was like, I know this is what God is telling me to do. And I asked God, I prayed to him and asked him, tell me what direction to go with in.
Mm-hmm.
And all I could hear was go live. Just keep going
Mm.
live.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even think about any of how it should have been done. All I know is go live. So I decided to just start doing it here. This is where the spark started. Okay, it started that way. And
And
then,
so mhm.
go ahead. I'm sorry.
And
And
so
then,
that helped you to prepare when COVID came about, because you were already ahead of the curve. We didn't know anything about COVID or how it was going to affect things, but you were already ahead of the curve. And so did that slow down things for you, or did it keep you going forward?
it kept me going forward. It was something to do. It started, and it's funny when you say COVID because TikTok took me out of my shell also. I didn't really believe that I could be behind the camera until I started doing a lot of little segments on TikTok. And then a lot of people like, you need to be an actor. You need to be an actress. You need to do this. And I didn't have a passion to do all that extra stuff like that. But I did have a passion for people and what they got going on in their lives. And how separate we act when we all still are the same. We're inquiries together and we just see ourselves separate. We don't see ourselves as one big bag. And I started feeling passion for people that was sitting back with so much in their bag that they could not empty them out. They didn't know where to empty it. And then you see a lot of the show. You see a lot of people that goes lives. It's always about them. It's always about what they feel. It's always about how we should do it this way. And how then I'm thinking like, I don't have the answers to all the questions. So,
Mm-hmm.
but I realized that sometimes the answers in our questions, somebody else had those answers. So let's listen to what they got to say. And then I found out that
Yeah.
we have so much in common.
Mm-hmm. When you and you know that, so that brings me to another question. Um when you start when we started going live, it took us out of, and I hope no one takes this the wrong way, but it took us out of family members, because remember initially when we started, it was friends and family that we were bringing onto the
Yeah.
show, and then we've started to become a household name, and
Right.
now we have people. Sometimes the phone is blowing up because we're getting people that want to be on the show. We got different people that's been on the show, and they send people over. How is that conversation for you when you meet someone new to be on the show?
Yeah, it's funny. I don't meet no strangers. It's just I don't really meet no strangers. Because of me loving and having kindness for people. And everywhere I go, I don't care where I'm at. One thing I do know that when I speak to people, I like for people to feel comfortable with me. And I'm not biased. I don't care what you look like, what you're talking about. So it's easy for me to conversate with people and allow them to empty their bags. And I realize when they come on what's in the bag, and I guess a lot of people can understand this. When they come on, they want to come back because they feel comfortable to be who they are. Authentic individuality, they can be whoever they want to be at that time and speak their truth. Okay, so just because I see and don't think everybody that comes on I can agree with or whatever. I'm just not here to judge them. If you feel like this is supposed to be this way, then okay, I'm here to listen to what you have to say. And I love that. Hey Keith.
I'm glad that you
Go ahead.
I'm glad you hey Keith, hey cousin. I'm glad that you brought that up about not judging and agreeance, because I've received this question several times where people say, "Oh, when you guys have people on the show, you guys only bring on people that you agree with." Not true. Not true. We Marvina and I live by this. We have a right to disagree. It doesn't have to be a confrontational disagreement, so you won't get that on this show. So just understand that you're not going to get that. We have a right to disagree, and we can have a healthy discussion behind the disagreement. That is fine, and that's part of what this platform is for, is to show and express different views and different opinions. Have you ran across any situations where people kind of feel like you purposely agree or intentionally agree with other people that's on the show, the guests?
Um, no one ever really said anything to me about agreeing, disagreeing, because I just let people empty their bag. If I disagree with what you're saying, it don't matter because this is not my bag. It's your bag.
That's right.
And the content in your bag has really nothing to do with if I agree or disagree. The content of your bag is how you want to live your life and how you dealing with the situation, or if you coming in and you selling something or whatever your bag consists of. That's what this platform is for. It's to allow people to do what they feel that is working for them. This ain't got nothing to do, because after we get off of this, some people we talk to again and some people we may never talk to. But if you feel that this is what you got going on, I have no problem with letting you talk and get it out. I'm not in here to judge you. I'm not here to tell you to think differently. I may ask questions. The questions may be because I may be curious about something that you got going on. But it doesn't have anything to do with me judging you. Or no. I had someone say, you know what's going to sell on your, you know what you need to do for it to sell on your I said, what is that? Conflict sales. See, that means everybody is on that road. Do you know that's a broad road? That's a road that a lot of people take. But when you take that narrow road, you have few people to want to even pay attention to what you got going on. See, that's the problem. When you're trying to do the right thing, you got so many people who do not, that you got a lot of people who do not want to be part of it.
That's right.
They want to be a part of what everybody else doing. Oh no, she's this, that, and the other. I'm gonna put you there. I don't see, that's not where I'm at. And there's nothing wrong with going on the narrow road. There's nothing wrong with trying different things. There's nothing wrong with not being a part of the crowd, not doing what everybody else is sharing on. Right. We all together, but what makes the world go is we all thinking differently and going in different directions and things like that. If we all go in that same direction, we all gonna get that same result. I don't want nobody to come on here and feel like they gotta be judged or or feel upset because we thinking and talking to them in any kind of way or speaking to them because they feel this way. No, I want you to come and be free.
Yeah.
Free.
Be free. We will not disrespect you. We will not disrespect
No,
anybody
no,
on this show.
no.
And and let me ask you this now: when conflict does arise, because we've had that to happen, we've had some people put some things in the chat. And how did you handle it so quickly? Why don't you tell everybody how you handled that?
Like I
Because you
said,
did it with grace and dignity.
yeah, I do it with grace and dignity because first of all, you're still, no matter how you look at it, if you get on here and start talking crazy, you're still supporting, no matter how you look, how I feel.
Mm-hmm.
But you got your opinion and we have ours. I don't never go off on you. I'll be honest with you, most of the time I really ignore you. Sometimes words don't even matter. I don't
Mm-hmm.
listen. Words is what it is. You might be angry at that time about something that might not stick in your soul. Do I judge you? I don't care. It doesn't make me get on here and trying to go back and forth with you. You should do this and you ain't doing us. Stay off my platform. I don't like you. I feel that. I don't do
Right.
all of that. I let you be
Mm-hmm.
right where you at because that's where you at this moment. But see, if I entertain it, all I'm gonna do is get backlash, and then we're gonna sit here and go back and forth. I just don't entertain stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's my way of
And
doing
yeah, and I love the way you handled it because even though it was things were said and everything, you addressed it so quickly, so politely, and just went right on. And a lot of people didn't even know anything occurred until people went back and they were reading they were reading the comments. But you did it with grace and dignity. And I even said to you, girl, I'm so proud. I'm so proud of you. I'm so proud of us because we could have taken it to a whole nother level, but we didn't. We did not. And that's the type of show that we enjoy having. Now, let me ask you this. With all the shows that we've had, what was your most memorable show that we
all
did?
of them. I don't, if I be honest with you, I get something out of every one of them. I don't care what it is. I can sit here and say, "Oh man, this was good, that was good." I've had so many great guests.
Mm-hmm.
And not to point out any individual, they all hit my spirit in some kind of way. And
Yeah.
it takes a lot to get on here and just talk and
Yeah.
tell people what's going on in your bag. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not biased to anything or anything anyone feels. And I don't have, I'm just being honest. Some of them stick out more than others. Like, what's your cousin name? I like how she used the makeup and describes the spiritual.
Yeah,
I love
that
that.
was a good one. Oh, that was a good one. Yeah.
It stick out to me more. Like the young man who had the issue with this identity issues, that stuck out to me a lot because he's telling us how he was being molested by his brother. That stuck out a lot. The young lady who did the bonnets. See, there's a lot that stick out to me. But do I like
Mm-hmm.
one of them better than the other? No, I think that everyone give what's
Yeah.
everyone who comes on here as a guest is coming on here and actually helping me raise what's in the bread because it's my
Yeah.
brainchild.
Yeah. For
Mhm.
me, the three, I had the three that kind of stuck out to me was the one that we had, the show about police corruption in Columbus, Georgia, and murder.
Mhm.
You guys need to go back and watch that one. That was an eye opener, and and you guys will see something with, and that kind of goes into what I was saying about a right to disagree, because Marvina and I, we did not agree with some of the things that were being said. So you go back and watch that show. Another one that stuck out to me was the young man who had been shot in the head and he survived.
Mhm.
And instead of him becoming bitter and angry, he took that pain and turned it into purpose.
Yes.
And then another one that sticks out to me is the interview that we did with Leon, with the actor Leon. It was so we were nervous. I'm not even gonna lie, we were nervous, and because we interviewed all these stars and actors and writers. We have interviewed everybody from every walk of life, and that's another thing that I love about this show is the opportunity that God has given us. But the one with Leon, he was so down to earth. I felt like I was just kind of talking to like Big Zach or somebody like that. And
Yeah,
then so
it's
it
a
feels
lot
good
of
to
them
take and
though.
bring
It's a
to
lot
bring
of them
people
because
on the
I even
show.
like when we did the film fest, the young man
Yes,
from that did the American. It's that's what I'm saying. All of them.
so many, so
It's
many.
so many.
Yeah,
I'm just, you can go on the top of your head, but if you go in and listen to some of these people telling their stories, and it's mainly their truth. And it's
that's
not about us. We don't script it. We don't
right.
ask questions. We allow people to be where they are. And
Hmm.
that's one thing Leon said. He said, this platform is dope. And I'm like, that's like, oh, it's dope. I said, he
Because
was
everybody's waiting on a script.
yeah, everybody looking for a script. They want us to say the same questions. They want the same questions that everybody else. They think that no, we don't have questions. We just want to
Mm-mm.
know where you at, how you get there, how much it costs.
Who you
Things
are,
like that.
what's in your
Where
bag?
you going? How you gonna do it? Make it happen. Let's get
Yeah,
involved. You know.
yeah. And
I
let me
love
ask you
it.
this: by establishing that type of platform, by establishing this type of platform and that type of relationship with the guest, how do you think that? How do you think that's been overall?
You know what? It really changes my thought process. Not even outside of me. I know everybody's there, but for me, since I've even started this and listening to everyone, I am not biased of what's going on out here. I mean, a lot of people might say, "Oh, this should be that way, that should be this way." No, this way is going to be. This is the way it is, and this is how it's going to be until the universe or God changes. And you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For me, I feel more understood. I feel more that the understanding of life now. It's like we're not separated.
That's right.
We're all one equity. We all are one. And for me to see that, I have a discernment now that is so different. I can listen and read between the lines of so many things. People can talk to me and I can tell when they're lying. I can look at you and tell me when you up to no good or when you are doing good. It's like for me now, listening to people, it changes my outlook on how I like this, what I see in life, even with myself. So
Mm.
not that I think that anything outside of me has changed, no. But what goes on inside of me has changed.
That's a good one. Well, I have another question for you. So now, since we've been doing this show, we what changes have you seen come about in me?
A lot. Let me say this. First of all, my BFF always been one of those ones. What kind of guided me and became friends with Yvonne was because she was always encouraging. Okay, but now since she's learned, she has allowed her guards to come down, even in her family, even dealing with situations. Like now she don't just it's not, oh, I gotta make sure this happened. Now she just lets it happen. And she don't take it on. It's not personal anymore. And I realize one good thing about her now is she pays more attention to her environment and what's going on around. She didn't once upon a time. She didn't never
Oh
really
my
pay
goodness,
attention.
I forgot about her.
She never really paid attention to things. And now she pays more attention. She's more attentive to what's going on and other people, and not trying to take on everybody else's problems. She allowed people to be where they're at. And that's since she's been on this show. She has literally learned that Everybody is where they're at, and this is where we are going to be. And our friendship has even got stronger because we let one another be. When we first started, we kind of bumped heads. Nobody knew the background of us. We
Oh
were
no,
bumping heads.
we were like
And see, let
like
me
two
tell you what.
rams.
Yeah, we were bumping heads. Let me tell you where I was at. I was at, oh man, this is mine. I think I need to talk the most. I need this. I got to carry this on. And I wasn't letting her be where she was at. You talking too much. Then I had to just sit back and really look at where I'm at and where she at and realize we're a team.
Mm-hmm.
We're a team. And that's how we complete each other. Even when we had people in the background telling me stuff, talking about what the situation should be like and how I had to learn that the people even that's in the background really didn't understand because it was making, I had to tune that out. And it was making it harder for me and her to get this going. And until I stopped tuning this out and stopped trying to judge it and make it a problem that it really wasn't, then we became closer. So now when you see things going on now, we don't sit there and fuss and argue about it. We just like, okay, this got to go happen and we're going to do this and it's going to end this time.
Another question that I have, now that you brought that, when and there have been times in the behind the scenes, I wish we could do a real show or we could go back and do some behind the scenes. How many times have we went live and there has been some things going on behind the
Bloopers.
scenes that we
Bloopers like a mug. We couldn't get the live to go on right. The internet would go down. We was lagging. We wouldn't. Things wouldn't come out right. I would be frantic. I was scared that the guest wasn't going to show up. I was calling. I was doing. You know what I'm saying? Yes, ma'am.
That's
Teamwork
right.
do make the dream work,
That's
sister.
right.
You know that right because you right here. You one of those ones that shouldn't is part of that team dream. Well,
Yeah.
as she was saying, there was a lot of bloopers in the background.
Yeah.
Computers not working, going down right at the
The
last minute.
power going out in the
Power
middle.
going out. Computers on prepaid, and all of a sudden you see us go off. You thinking that we just went off? No, we didn't just go off. The lights went out.
The
Not
light.
having enough money, couldn't do nothing. We just had a lot going on.
But we
Yeah,
continue.
and we continue.
So what do you see? So what direction are you wanting? And so I'm going to ask this question to Marvina as well as our audience, as well as the people on this live today. What direction do you want to see, and that you're hoping for what's in the bag? And so I asked the same thing to you guys. Put it in the chat. Tell us, some of the segments that some of the topics that you would like to see us do, and which direction you guys would like to see the show go in. Go ahead, Marvina.
My direction is getting more people to, and I see views, but to come in and not just view it, comment, see, even yeah, I get it. Y'all don't want nobody to know I'm on. If somebody know I'm on, they might look at me wrong, or I might not be
Mm-hmm.
accepted. See, individuality is one thing. If you so busy worrying about what other people gonna see and think, where you ain't, this is where you're gonna be. That means someone got so much power over you that you worrying about who watching you say
Ooh,
something.
come on now.
I'm looking forward to seeing people being real. I'm looking for the
Mm-hmm.
real people. Don't be behind the scene. And there's a lot of y'all. Y'all know it. Y'all see y'all behind the scene because y'all don't want nobody to know that you're watching. Y'all don't want nobody to know y'all supporting Marvina.
That
I
part.
don't want nobody to know who we are. It's okay. It's okay.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay to feel that it's that what somebody else got going on is okay. It's okay to encourage people. It's okay to love on other people. And it's okay to let other people know you're wrong sometimes because you don't think that I should do it. Be on your own. Walk out there on your own. And again, I want it to continue to be a household name. I want
Mm-hmm.
this to be in the near future be the household name that, you know what? Oh yeah, y'all seen what's the bag? Now every topic is not for everybody. I get it. That's not where I'm at. I know everybody ain't gonna jump on. This is not the stories where you watching it every day. Remember when the stories used to run home from school?
Yeah.
Well, I know, I get it. I know it's an hour long, and sometimes we ain't got time for all of that. But just to be a household name. And also, I feel one day we are going to not only do this as the topic as talk show, but in the near future, we're going to take this and make it as a podcast where
Yes.
people can
Mm-hmm.
just listen and not
Yes.
have to watch it. So that's our
Mm-hmm.
future reference, and getting out here and not just sitting behind the camera, having real camera people, right? Having real people to do our lightings and all of this stuff. So it's a lot that I see the future to be. Whether how we're gonna get there,
Yeah.
only God knows.
That's it. He has the master plan. But I'm with you. I want to see exponential growth. I want to see us continue to grow. We have a steady fan base. I want us to continue to grow. And I see more people coming in on an international level. I've seen more people tuning in from Africa. We have people tuning in from Dubai. We have people tuning in from India, and I've started to see some people tuning in from Asia. So I am very excited about that we're spreading, but I want us to continue to grow here in the States as well. So I'm happy about the direction that we're going in, and I know we like that little engine that could. We just chicka chicka
Just
chicka
trucking
chicka chicka
along.
chicka
Look at
chicka
YouTube.
going
How you watching
going on up that
YouTube?
line.
How
That's
you
right.
watching YouTube? I'm like, man, only 100 people watching all of this content we have, and we only got 100 people watching on
Mm-hmm.
here. It doesn't make sense to me,
It's
but
coming.
you know what? Whatever's all goes too fast, it might not be good for you. It's like a microwave.
Mm,
It might
come
not
on,
be good for you. Everything
come
that's
on.
going so quickly. So okay, we're gonna chuckle along, chuck, 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 chuck,
We're
chuck.
gonna we're gonna chuck along, and here's the other thing that I want to say to you guys is a call to action. We have said before, and we're saying again, we're looking for someone who is proficient with social media. We're looking for someone that can help us grow our social media platform. So if you know of anyone, please reach out and let us know.
Yes.
Please reach out and let us know. You can email us, Marvina at what's in the bag llc.com, or Yvonne at what's in the bag llc.com. You guys can DM us on any one of our social media platforms. On any one of them, you can DM us. And then also, you guys can give us a call as well. But if you guys know of anyone that is proficient with social media, we are looking for someone to help us grow our social media platform.
I ain't even put up none
So
of that. Sorry, y'all. We got the
it's
double.
okay. It's okay.
It's okay. I'm sorry. I went somewhere. I did right then and there. I went somewhere, and I apologize. But like Yvonne said, we're looking to just continue to grow. We haven't gone anywhere. It'll be 5 years in February.
Mm-hmm.
5 years we've been in this. And my brainchild has moved forward in 5 years. And we're looking to grow, keep on growing. Now we have and I'm going to just put this out here, some bad news. We're not
Yeah.
able to do the film fest this year. We was planning it, but with the situation with my son and all the things that's going on right now, the film fest is off for this year. I cried about it. I've been so emotional about it. I've been really feeling some kind of way about it. But I had to be realistic about it. What God has for us is for us.
Always.
And
Always.
it's hard to know that we wanted something so bad and not able to accomplish it because of the situation. And
Mm-hmm.
we can't do anything more about it, but just go ahead on and just be okay with what's going to
Yeah.
happen. And next year we'll be more prepared.
We
Um,
made it. Yeah, we made an executive decision. You know, at the end of the day, my nephew's health and wellness is the number one driving force at this point. And so we took those same resources. I'm just going to be honest and empty out my bag. We took those same resources that we could have allocated and used for um, the film festival. We decided to hold on to those and allocate those towards this journey that towards this big C journey that we're on, because the victory is here. So we're gonna do what we have to do. And like Marvina said, what's for us is for us. So we are looking forward to participating in the film festival in 2026. um but as for this year, we won't be there. So we know that there were people that were planning to come and everything, and we thank you guys deeply from the bottom of our hearts the um, for the support, for the support. And so we ask that you guys support us in this journey, as we continue to embark upon this health and wellness journey. And then also, and I'm gonna do this too. Anybody out there that's got recipes and things of that nature that can kind of help with health and wellness and overall health and things of that nature, let us know. Put it in the group chat, on what's in the bag, on our interactive page. Because we are when things happen, people we have a tendency to reevaluate our own health and how we're looking at things. And so we're making this a group effort. So we would love for you guys to be part of this health and wellness journey that we're going on. Throw your recipes into the chat, and you never know. Every week, what we will start to do is to highlight one of the recipes that we think is a good recipe. And then we'll even prepare it and tell you what our end results were. So
yeah,
I like what you said, Chanel. Let me
yeah,
highlight this. When you least expect it, everything is going to bloom so fast. That
yeah.
is so true. Thank you so much for that. Thank
And
you
I
so
want
much.
to also thank Whitney, one of our guests. When she found out about the situation, she literally she just sent me some funding just to help out with the gas going back and forth to work. I mean, to the hospital and back. She actually said, I understand. I really want to be a part, and here, send me your cash out. And I appreciate that. I want to give her a shout out and tell her thank you for that. Well, I have to get up out of here. I'm ready to go. I got a little sad. I got a little sad. I did. I'm not, not sad because I have to take care of my baby, but I knew that this was something that I looked forward to, and I know that it's not going to happen this year. But I promise y'all next year. I even talked to the president, the vice president, and let them know that, and Miss Reed, the one that is over it, to let them know that I do apologize, and we will make it up to them next year. We're going to do our best to create a better atmosphere for this to happen, but things happen.
That's right. Life,
Like,
life be life, and we love it. We love the fact that life be life, because that helps keep what's in the bag going.
yeah,
So
yeah,
I know that we have to get out of here today, guys. So let me say this. So, we got our What's in the Bag directory page. That's the What's in the Bag with the question mark. And that is where you guys can go to find out about upcoming events and dates. And in this and I'm not gonna say down season, but in this downtime, we're going to be enhancing and working on some things. And then also we have the What's in the Bag interactive page, and that is where you find Motivational Monday, Talk About It Tuesday, Wisdom Wednesday, Thankful Thursday, and Friday. And those days of the week, Marvina normally takes the topic from the upcoming week, and she puts different comments and everything to fit that pattern of the week, so that we can discuss those things leading up. And I want to thank all of you guys who have been participating in that. It's been a lot of fun, and I love reading some of the comments that you guys make, and the responses that are given. And then also we have, you guys can we go live on Twitch, What's in the Bag, our directory, What's in the Bag, our group page, and also on YouTube. And we need you guys. We need your support. We need you guys to help us grow that channel. We are growing on YouTube. So it's What's in the Bag 21. What's in the Bag 21. No separation. What's in the Bag 21. And then, of course, you guys can, like we said earlier in the show, you guys want to reach out and talk to us. You guys can call us at, and I never know this number by heart. I can't even see it. Hold on.
833-520-9482. That's 833-520-WITB. Extension 700 is Yvonne, and extension 701 is Marvita.
Yes. And then last but not least, we do have where you guys can buy us a cup of coffee. That helps to support, that helps to keep the lights on and help us to keep, pay for the platform and everything that we do in order to help make the show go. And then do we still have the Cash App?
No, we don't have the Cash
Okay.
App anymore. We took it
So
down.
we're gonna be working on some things. So, but let me say this, and if you guys want to support, you guys can. We're gonna put something in the chat, in the group chat or whatnot.
Help Marv.
Within the next couple of days, right? So that you guys can, be a blessing to Marvin. Help us on this Big C journey. And I'm the first to say that the medications are extremely expensive. The treatments are extremely expensive. The food, the diet, the whole 9 yards. So any support that you guys can give, we, trust me, from the bottom of our hearts, we are grateful. And that's all that I have. God woke us up this morning, and every day is an opportunity to get it right. Every day is an opportunity to help someone, be kind to one another. And so in closing, I just say, hey, stay blessed, be a blessing, and have a blessed day. I love you guys so much, and I thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank y'all so much. Thank you for listening to us and the understanding of our guests. We sometimes, like you said, things happen, so we understand that. And we appreciate y'all. I hope y'all got a better understanding of what our passion is, how we got What's in the Bag going. If you have any questions and you want to talk about it with us, if you want to be a part of our show, let us know. We love you. We appreciate you, and we will
Love you
see
guys.
you on next Saturday. Bye-bye.